Hi guys. I just woke up. I look obviously. Um I thought I would go live because I really wanted to share what I'm going through right now and how upsetting it is. I see on the news how so many people in the world are coming together and that there's such an inability to get the world to see it. Or you feel like you don't have a voice and no one wants to hear it, or no one wants to hear it. I don't know. Tell them. Is that you? Is it you? Is that hello? So, please don't pull my hair. I don't like that. So, ouch. Sorry, I'm gonna get up for a second. Um, Hold on one moment. Come on, baby. Okay, good boy. Sorry, guys. In the morning. I have to get everything ready for my cat who is sick, and in the morning. I have to get everything ready for my cat who is sick. Right now, she's in the shower steaming. I bought her sick from a company and asked them to help care for her. They told me to take her to the vet. And as I've looked on Google, come out feline rescue, that's what it is, that they will give people sick cats and then say that they don't have any issue with it, that that's not their problem, that you need to deal with it. Up to people having to pay thousands and then the pet dying. They don't even have a vet on staff, and she seems to be getting better. She doesn't have as many crusties around her nose. She still has coughing fits, but she doesn't typically have problems breathing. Still has some stuff going on where she's like sneezing, but for the most part, she's doing great. More clear now. That's a good thing. But anyway, like I'm still really upset about the fact that the management company, the person who's on-site manager, decided to email me, and in that email, coordination or whatever, here, and she also said, well, maybe I'm not a good fit. See, here's the thing. Those words, maybe you're not a good fit, indicate you need to leave. You aren't made for here. I find that funny. I found that really jacked up and funny that a single mom who goes to school full time, doesn't do drugs, doesn't smoke cigarettes, doesn't do anything, is a good mother, is doing everything she's supposed to do, is not disruptive. I don't stay up late. I'm not loud. I don't associate with people who do break the law. The whole thing, somebody like that, you want to tell aren't good for living here, which is public housing, by the way. It's public housing. So they want me to leave public housing after I've paid 10 months of rent. Okay. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of veiled threats, like we'll push you out. And why would you need help? Why would I need help getting out of my lease when I'm telling you all I need is a working stove and the ability to cook in the middle of a pandemic while I'm breastfeeding my 9-month-old son? Like, where do you get, I need a stove that works, to you're not a good candidate? You know where you get that? Pride. That's what's in between here. Pride and laziness. See, it's a whole bunch easier to tell me to leave because I'm the only one saying something when I'm not the only one in this building having this problem. Multiple people are not only having problems with their stove, the AC units, you know what I mean? They're having problems with hot water, still not being hot enough in their units. And so, I'm not the only one, but the difference between me and them is I'm going to go hard for my son. I'm going to make sure that I get my needs met. And here's another difference between me and a couple of them too. I'm not doing drugs, so I'm not worried about hiding stuff and concerned about whether or not people come into my apartment because I don't know whether or not they'll come and if I at the time will be getting high. So I used to live that life. I know that life. I wouldn't have wanted to have a maintenance guy come in either. Because if you come in when I'm not expecting you, you might catch me higher than a kite and not able to behave myself. So, of course, people are silent. I'd say about roughly, and what's worse is, it's the truth. It's the truth. So, regardless of whether or not I'm making enemies, I'm speaking truth. That's usually what gets me in trouble in the first place in life, is that I tell the truth. People get mad about it because don't nobody like the truth. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it doesn't favor them. That every time I have a conversation with a staff, she calls me up afterward and wants me to call and talk to only her. But yet every time I talk to her, she's basically rude to me. Why would you want to deal with that person and that person alone? I shouldn't have to deal with the director of anything or a manager of anything coming to me and coming at me in some type of way at all whatsoever, seeing as I'm not disruptive. I'm not getting high in this building. I'm not selling dope out of your building. I'm not destroying your building. I'm not bringing people up in here to do tricks up in your building. I'm not bringing the dope man in your building. I'm not smoking drugs in your building and leaving used crack pipe Brillo pads in your lint traps in your building, okay? That's not me. So why don't y'all redirect your stuff to somebody who deserves it? All that you might not be, and hiding behind a tree in broad daylight, okay? I'll upload those pictures, as a matter of fact. I'm going to upload those pictures. And I think I'm going to upload them on Facebook too. That's the things that are happening here. But you want to tell me maybe I'm not a good fit because you wanted me to be quiet longer or until whenever you got ready to deal with it. I find it funny that in this building, it's been said that everybody in the 2 bedrooms are supposed to get washer and dryers, okay? That's what they said. But then I was told that it's a courtesy. Word for word, it's a courtesy. I was also told that if you didn't have a washer and dryer when you were going to come in here, if that was it wasn't part of the deal, would you have still moved here? But that's neither here nor there. I'm not a company that promised people something. I'm not. So to tell me I'm going to get it when I get it or if I get it shows that that's a company that can't be trusted to be good for their word. So whatever. If I don't get it, I don't care. I'll rent me one. I'll find a way for me and my son. But I'm not being chased out of this building. It's public housing. I was chosen for public housing, period. Regardless of whether or not you said, hey, choose her or whatever, I was chosen for public housing and I'm here now. And I am trying to intimidate me. I cause issues when I can't feed my son properly because I can't feed myself properly. I cause issues when I can't sit here and disinfect things because I can't boil water. So I can't bring my breast pump stuff and boil it in a pot of water like I need to. That's when I cause issues. That's when I cause issues. I'm going to upload today a video that I did on a Facebook live stream of me boiling water, okay, or attempting to in my apartment. Okay, so I'm also going to upload a video of the maintenance man's video of boiling water in my apartment, supposedly. Here's the thing. First of all, I never gave anybody permission to take any videos in my apartment at all whatsoever. Even though the director of Blue Line Management had the nerve to say that with my permission that was done, and it wasn't. I've never given my permission in writing or otherwise to have that be done. So they violated my rights again. Okay. So anyway, he boils water supposedly on the stove. So to froth over, it doesn't even come close to that. It's a 20-minute video, okay? And in 20 minutes, none of the water, hopefully it'll be able to upload because it is a large video. I have been when I'm sending emails to other people in my life who are with other organizations that I feel may be able to reach out to others to help. So yeah, and I think that what I'm going to do is start making some phone calls to government officials today. Because I'm being treated so poorly. We're in the middle of a pandemic and I'm having to expose myself and my son in order to get our needs met. I have to have someone pick up my son and expose him to the outside rather than keeping him home like I'd like to. If I get any homework done. Even this right now, you hear everything going on. And for me, when you tell me I'm not a good fit here, it reminds me of the many times of being homeless and people trying to tell me that and then kicking me out. Or that there's that feeling of I'm on somebody's couch at their leisure. And that's the feeling that she's been trying to give me since basically I've rose issue with anything that they're doing. And I have a problem with that. I'm not on your couch at your leisure, regardless of whether or not you got me in here. You got me in here. Thank you. And you try to intimidate me and you're rude as hell to me and you try to get me to cow down, then we have a problem. When you tell me I'm only to speak to you at all whatsoever, knowing I'm not sitting here and like talking to anybody like wrong or nothing, you know what I mean? And really it's a pride issue because you want to control the narrative. We have a problem. She says that she doesn't feel that it's her staff's right or responsibility to tell me that they have a problem with me speaking in whatever way themselves. Well, here's the deal. If your staff can't tell me that they have a problem with our dialogue, I can't create a healthy working relationship with them. And how are they supposed to sit here and protect people or keep control in this building and whatnot when the security of the building is partially on them? How are they going to do that when they can't even tell nobody how they feel about an interaction that they do? And that's okay. Say that instead. Don't lie to me. And her controlling tendencies are placed upon everybody. I'm not the only person who lives in this building who feels like she's out of place, that she's rude. Even my niece was dumbfounded by how she spoke to her. Okay? Like, it's crazy how one person can be as rude as they are and call themselves in a leadership capacity and stay concerned for a person when really you don't give a shit about that person. You don't give a shit about that person. You give a shit about your pride. If you cared about that person, you wouldn't attack them. You wouldn't tell them what they said was what they said because somebody else said it. Apparently, it's for sure what I said because her boss said it, and her boss said it because some other guy said it to him. I'm not a liar. Not now, nor will I ever be one. What's worse is that if anything, I get in trouble more for the truth and for speaking the truth when no one wants to hear the truth than I do anything. Straight up. She's trying to say that I went 2 hours on the bus from the west side of Denver to Aurora to lie to some people, to tell them that I am demanding to have a walkthrough on a building that's still under construction because I have some kind of special privilege, right? Or look on the outside of the building, especially when I'm on the west side of Denver and downtown Denver. I'm thinking I could come in and see. I didn't know that. So when I got here, I told them, oh, well, Wanda said I could come by and see. And he's like, I can't let you in. I said, oh man, this sucks. Are you serious? Because I just spent 2 hours coming here. You know what I mean? And I was disappointed, but I was ready to walk away. And the dude was like, all right, let me see. And so he walked over to his homeboy and they talked for a sec. And they said, well, he said, walk me through. So he took me to the first floor. All right. And we saw the bottom on the first floor. And then he was kind enough to take me up to the second floor to see the second floor. All right. The answer. I didn't know it was going to be the answer. Honestly, do you think I would waste 2 hours on the bus? And that's just one way. Okay. Because see, then I had to take the bus another 2 hours back to go get my son. And then 45 minutes to sit here and get home. So about 4.5 to 5 hours on the bus to lie. I'm a single mom that's breastfeeding. 4.5 to 5 hours. Are you serious? And this is in January. So my son's now like at the time. Okay, so he was born in June. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January. And pump or feed my son every 4 hours. So you're telling me that I stressed and strained to come somewhere and lie and waste 5 hours on the bus. So essentially, she's trying to tell me I'm batshit crazy. Hi. Hey. Whatever. I know who I am. I know I'm a good mother. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm real. Yes, and he knows it too. So I'm not going to sit here and call that good for my life. But she can for hers. I'm going to upload the other videos. All right, guys. If you have anything that you'd like to share on this or whatever, I'd like to hear you. That hurts, puppy. So yeah, I need to get some stuff off my chest today, y'all. All right, bye.